Longevity in sports isn't essential. Here's why. You see, in the dynamic world of sports, one question echoes through the annals of time. Is longevity the ultimate measure of success? Well, you see, athletes like Roger Federer, LeBron James, Lionel Messi, Lewis Hamilton, Valentino Rossi, The Undertaker, all these guys are like ancient oaks, standing tall amidst the winds of time, and are also considered as some of the greatest athletes in their respective disciplines. But let me ask you a question. Does the age of the tree determine the sweetness of its fruit? Whilst you're thinking about that, make sure you do hit the like button as well as comment on the video and subscribe to the channel, guys. I really do appreciate that. It helps the channel grow by subscribing to the channel as well as liking the video to help with the algorithm, And yeah, I do appreciate your support once again, and yeah, let's get back to the video. Now, let me give you two scenarios that are football related, and consider player A, whose career blazed like a shooting star across the night sky. See, player A's achievements include a Champions League, league titles, league cups, as well as a Ballon d'Or, World Cup, and Copa Americas. In just 4 years, player A achieved what many only dream of, like a meteor striking across the heavens. Now contrast that with player B, whose career resembled a marathon runner nearing the finish line. Player B boasts an impressive resume: Champions Leagues, league cups, domestic titles, as well as European championships and numerous Ballon d'Ors. The latter part of his career tells a different tale. Despite the years, player B's brilliance flickered like a candle in the wind, fading into a bit-part role, further emphasizing that sustaining excellence over time is a formidable challenge. So as you can see, both scenarios do challenge that conventional wisdom that success in sports is solely tied to the length of an athlete's career, but they do ask the question, number one, does a longer career translate to more achievements in sports? And number two, can a short career be more impactful than a lengthy one? I'll leave that up to you to decide. But now let's take a look at two sporting icons who have transcended the game and become global icons. Ronaldinho, man, and wow, what a player, man. Like, honestly, I don't think apart from Neymar you ever see another player like him, and he just epitomized how football is meant to be played. Like, he's just the maestro of quality over time, and I mean, his ball mastery was really second to none. The flicks and tricks, good lord. The audacious flair and playmaking ability, I mean, this guy was like Chipero pulling the strings behind the scenes, and his impact in football sort of reminds me of MJ's impact in the 80s during the crack era, where the guy was busting out moves like no one had ever seen before. Like, he was moving his body like a snake slithering in tall grass, and you can see the parallels between the two, like both their impact in their respective disciplines just shows you that, some people are just one of a kind. Like, you never see anyone like them, and R10 is just one of those players that you can't hate even if you're a football fan or non-football fan. You just really can't hate. And if you do hate Ronaldinho, I mean, you should just go find another sport to watch, like, go watch badminton or something like that. For me, his legacy isn't measured in years, but moments of sheer brilliance. I mean, sure, most people always make the argument of, yeah, he fell off after he left Barcelona, he wasn't the same player, started drinking, getting into prison fights, and so on and so forth. But let me ask you this. If you had completed football in the space of 4 years, what more would you want to do in the sport? Let me leave that to you. Like, for me personally, I just feel like he had done everything that needed to be done in the game, and he had nothing else to prove. Like, he showed us that in that 4-year period, you can literally achieve everything that you want to achieve and still be labeled as one of the greatest players to ever play the game. He did all of this with, the infectious joy, as well as sportsmanship and an innovative style that really defined what success meant on a football pitch. And in today's modern game, where stats, the GA era, is what most people really talk about when they're rating a player, like, R10's approach really was influential when you actually think about it. Like, his success wasn't really about putting numbers on the boards, but it kind of resembled an artist crafting a masterpiece, making a lasting impression that echoed through the corridors of the sports history. And let's transport to the egg-shaped sport in American football, where Patrick Mahomes emerged as a force of nature like a tornado tearing through defenses.
Again, running for his life. Mahomes got it away.
A league dominated by legendary quarterbacks, Tom Brady, Joe Montana, Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers. All these guys have had illustrious and lengthy careers, but honestly, Patrick Mahomes can be put in those conversations along those names. And some may actually say he's actually the greatest quarterback or the greatest player to ever play the game. And I can see why they would say that. I mean, the guy didn't need decades to establish himself. Like, his quality was evident from the very beginning. I mean, his impact has transcended the length of his career like a comet blazing across the night sky. I mean, big players always step up in the big games and they always deliver in the crucial moments. And the guy has shown that in a league where longevity often defines a quarterback's legacy, he's demonstrated that impact and imprint left on the game is much more important than the length of time spent on the field. And yeah, that brings an end to the video. And where do you guys stand on the debate between longevity and quality in sports? Do you think athletes are like trees growing stronger with age, or they're like shooting stars, burning bright but fleeting? Let me know what you think in the comments, and yeah, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one. In the description there's a written version of this topic, so make sure you do check that out, and yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one in a bit.